Welcome back to In Focus, everyone. We have Dr. Wayne Wormley. He's the Associate Dean for the Doctoral and Executive Leadership Program over at Mountain State University, joining us, talking about that new program that they just had their first students launched back in October of 2009. So you're talking just before about the support that they're getting from the mentors and stuff. Talk about the students a little bit. What kind of students do you have? Do they come from all over the area?
They do. They come from all over the United States. We've been really impressed in some of the first two cohorts. We have people from California, from Massachusetts, Florida, obviously West Virginia, Ohio, District of Columbia, North Carolina. In the new cohort, coming from similar places, including now, I think, New Hampshire. And the thing that works for a lot of the students, first of all, we have two formats. One is called in-seat, and the other is online or virtual. Both residencies or both cohorts will start with a 4-day residency at the beginning of each of the 3 years. It is a 3-year program. It's a 58 credit hour program that they earn over the 3 years. After that 4-day residency, then the in-seat cohort comes to Beckley about every other weekend, and they study on Friday afternoon, 4 until 8 in the evening, and all day on Saturday. So it's an accelerated kind of cohort module. And then those who are online, everything is done online. We use Blackboard technology. All of our faculty are trained in using Blackboard, so all chats, discussions, threaded discussions, homework is submitted, and feedback is given. So all of that activity happens, on a virtual basis. So being able to come here 4 days every year for 3 years is not as much of a problem as opposed to those, who can't get away as much.
Right. Now, is the online option only available for people who live far away and out of state, or for people even locally then? Oh,
sure. Locally, it's totally up to the student based on what their demands are, sometimes just because of work schedules and so forth. They can't make the commitment to show up physically Friday and a Saturday. So now there's no restriction on that. Some people prefer an in-seat, face-to-face interaction with their colleagues and their professor. And what's been interesting is many of our professors, some of whom have taught for our master's program, our undergrad program, when they first started teaching for us, they thought they would hate online, and now they prefer it.
Wow.
And I think part of it is learning to use this technology and how easy it is, and it's certainly become a lot more user-friendly. Last night, for example, we had a webinar that Dean Ruth Wiley, who's Associate Dean for the Master's Program, conducted. She was in Charleston. Students were West Virginia, Maryland, learning how to navigate Blackboard, and we did it as a go-to-webinar kind of session. So if you had your headphone and you could use the features of the technology. So Mountain State has invested a lot of thought and investment of funds into making sure we have the kind of technology. And we have good support for that as well.
Now, for the doctoral program, do you have any new staff? I know you are new to the area.
Right.
But are the other professors people who've been at Mountain State, or did you guys bring in other people as well?
Well, it's a combination. We're actually interviewing right now for the director of the undergrad program, the OL program. We have 2 full-time faculty members who are teaching in the full-time program, and both Dr. John Sider and Dr. John Burnett have been teaching for us in the master's program. And both of them had been really exceptional. Dr. Barnett lives in Charleston. He's just retired from the West Virginia National Guard, outstanding professor, but also in the military. And Dr. Sider has lived and lives up in Harpers Ferry, up in that area, and had been at the Martinsburg campus. So we were able to persuade him to join us full-time, but because we can do things online, he doesn't have to be here. They don't have to be here face-to-face as much, but they're still doing plenty of work with the research and the other things away. And we're in the process of advertising for some additional full-time. We also have a need for part-time adjuncts, but generally, before they're able to teach in the doctoral program, they'll have to at least demonstrate that they can teach in the master's level program. But all are required to have earned doctorates.
All right.